Moon Knight has an Easter egg that pays homage to two comic book creators, and you won't believe how they do so. Stick around to see all the details you need to know, along with other Moon Knight information that you don't want to miss, including hidden Easter eggs and Moon Knight introducing a new superhero. Keep watching to find out more. What Moon Knight paid tribute to. An Easter egg tribute to two Marvel legends appears in Moon Knight Episode 5. Warning, there will be spoilers ahead. So, we discover more about Oscar Isaac's Mark Spector Stephen Grant's childhood in this episode. Mark had a younger brother who perished when they were out cave digging, according to a scary flashback. Mark's mother blamed him for the disaster, and to cope with her abuse, he invented his alter ego, Steven. Steven derives his name from the Indiana Jones-style film featured in Episode 4, and a picture of him hangs on Mark's bedroom wall in the most recent episode. If you look attentively at the names, you'll notice that the star is Doug Perlin. Moon Knight was created by Doug Moench and Don Perlin, a comic book writer and artist. The character made his initial appearance in Werewolf by Night issue 32, which Moench wrote and Perlin penciled. This isn't the first time the show has referenced Werewolf by Night. A QR code on the wall of the British Museum leads to a free online version of the issue in Episode 1. In another tribute scene in the third episode displayed in the final credits, there's an homage to the late actor Gaspard Ulliel. The homage, which reads, "In remembrance of Gaspard Ulliel," may be seen at 47:53, about halfway through the credits. In the Marvel series, the French actor plays Anton Mogart, also known as Midnight Man. Mogart is a wealthy Egyptian antiquities collector and an old friend of Layla's, May Kalawami. Layla sends Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac, to Cairo to meet Anton, since he holds a sarcophagus that can lead them to the Egyptian goddess Amit's tomb before adversary Arthur Harrow, Ethan Hawke, arrives. What did you think about these tributes? Did they do a good job? Let us know in the comments below. Moon Knight finale introduces a new MCU hero. The final episode of Moon Knight for right now had to juggle a lot of plates, including resurrection, a twisting post-credit scene, and a man yelling hippo at the top of his lungs. The best part of this tumultuous climax, Embrace the Chaos, was Layla's transition into the Scarlet Scarab, a winged superhero. Moon Knight's love interest was supposed to be Hawkeye's Echo at first, but producer Jeremy Slater pushed it back. As a result, Layla El Fawly has become Marvel's first Egyptian superhero on screen, breaking new territory. Layla may become her avatar to help vanquish Amit, as Towerette recommends early in the climax. The Hippo Lady teases, "I have a wonderful outfit," but Layla remains hesitant. Maybe she was afraid it would come with hippo ears or an insatiable appetite. But just as Moon Knight is about to be defeated, Layla swoops in and uses her gleaming new wings to deflect Harrow's energy shot. Scarlet Scarab, the freshly born Egyptian superhero, is Marvel's first, and it's something we should all be proud of. Egyptian filmmaker Mohamed Diab recently stated to The Hollywood Reporter how his decision to consciously avoid Middle Eastern cliches and negative stereotypes were crucial to his approach for the show. That's why he recently condemned another superhero endeavor that demonized Egypt as a country as well as its people. Mohamed says in the same interview that the original comics did a tremendous job of researching and attempting to make Egypt authentic. But the show goes one step further by recreating Abdul Faul, a minor Egyptian hero, as a significant role for Layla. Diab and the Moon Knight team wanted to fight these negative Hollywood stereotypes by focusing on Layla in this way. May's character has always felt like a superhero, even before she became one, which is why this works so effectively. The ending of Season 1 explained. Although Mark Spector and Stephen Grant's story appeared to have come to a satisfying end, a post-credit scene blew the bloody doors off, hinting at a long future for Oscar Isaac's character. But there was still a lot to take in before that extra scene. In the Moon Knight climax, the Hippo God Towerette, Ethan Hawke's Arthur Harrow, Amit, and Khonshu all had roles to play. So what does the Moon Knight conclusion signify, and will we see Mark again in the second season of Moon Knight? Which sequences were dream sequences and which were reality sequences? Below, we break down all the finale's twists and turns to explain precisely what happened, and to address all of your burning questions. The Moon Knight finale was jam-packed with action, and it even included two new characters. When Arthur Harrow finally succeeds in releasing the Egyptian god Amit from her captivity, a serious problem occurs. Layla El Fawly arrives on the scene and maintains track of Harrow while Mark Spector and Stephen Grant are still locked in the afterlife. Towerette orders her to free Khonshu and informs her that Mark and Stephen are on their way back. Meanwhile, Mark travels to the Egyptian afterlife to release Stephen from the sands of the duat. He offers his other identity a meaningful speech, but it doesn't appear to be enough. Mark himself remains stranded in the sand until the Egyptian god Osiris opens the gates back to the living world. The couple is then brought back to life by Taweret. Layla accepts to briefly become Taweret's avatar in order to stop Amit. Layla transforms into a full-fledged superhero with her own winged suit. Khonshu is also set free. Because the only way to stop Amit is to lock her in a human form, leaving her vulnerable, Mark and Layla pursue Harrow as Khonshu fights the crocodile god. Mark blacks out during the fight, and when he wakes up, Harrow is near dead. Steven admits that he was not the perpetrator of the attack. Layla and Mark finish the ritual to trap Amit, and Mark convinces Khonshu to let him go, which means he loses his Moon Knight powers. Mark and Steven are thereafter both admitted to the Putnam Psychiatric Hospital. This time, though, they observe Harrow's bloody footprints and refuse to believe his diagnosis. They then awaken in their London flat. Harrow was taken to Sienkiewicz Psychiatric Hospital in the aftermath of the finale's action, according to the Moon Knight post-credits scene. In the back of a car, he encounters Khonshu again, and the deity discloses that he still possesses a human avatar, Lockley Jake. Lockley then kills Harrow and possibly Amit as well. Will there be a second season? Well, Moon Knight's 6 episodes just debuted, bringing Season 1 to a close. But like with most of these Marvel Disney Plus series, whether Moon Knight will return for Season 2 is at best hazy. Other Disney Plus shows have been adapted into films. Others are intended to be miniseries like Moon Knight was previously characterized. So what exactly is going on here? Season 2 is not officially announced yet, and it may or may not happen, depending on what Marvel and Disney want to do. The showrunner and cast, notably Oscar Isaac, have some ideas about it. The following are spoilers. Oscar Isaac as Mark Steven Moon Knight speaks with Radio Times explaining, "You know, I think we approached it as this is the story, and let's just put everything out on the table in this story. There are definitely no official plans to continue it. I think it would depend on what the story is." So, as you can see, this didn't provide enough insight into whether a second season is in the works, but at least it hasn't been completely ruled out. That's a good sign. Easter eggs from the finale of Season 1. Episode 6 of Moon Knight, Gods and Monsters, is a fast-paced finale that covers a lot of ground in a short amount of time. These are the Moon Knight Easter eggs we uncovered in Episode 6, ranging from foreshadowing to comic book homages to a clear Kang the Conqueror hint. Episode 6 intro song confirms Mark's death. The Moon Knight Season 1 finale opens with Earl Grant singing The End, a song he wrote in 1958 to mark Mark Spector's death. Mark's arrival in the Field of Reeds after successfully crossing the duat is wonderfully reflected in Grant's, Earl, not Stephen, song about the end of a story at the end of a river. Mark is properly dead at this point, and nothing short of divine intervention will save him, as Moon Knight's choice of soundtrack confirms. Layla transforming. Secondly, we see that Layla gets transformed into the MCU's version of Scarlet Scarab in Moon Knight Episode 6, and it's a shift hinted with all the subtlety of a Jake Lockley street brawl. The moniker Little Scarab, her father's red scarf, and the finger bandage used during Mark's hospital vision have all been mentioned. Moon Knight Episode 6 throws 2 more moments of Scarlet Scarab foreshadowing before paying off all of these hints. Layla seizes the scarab-shaped compass Artho Harrow leaves perched on Mark's dying chest first, and Khonshu mocks her father by calling him Little Bug. What do you think about this Easter egg? Was it painfully obvious, or only once we saw Layla transform? And there you have it. Thanks for watching.